How do you do it?
Do what?
It's like it's so easy for you. You just exist. You don't have to be anything for anybody.
Today I want to talk to you about a cute, uncomplicated show that is dripping in 90s nostalgia with a Sapphic love story at the heart of it. Everything Sucks is a Netflix series from 2018 that rewinds to 1996 to follow Kate, the daughter of the high school principal, a quiet, shy girl who is in the audio-visual club, or AV club as it's called, and Luke, who, with his two best friends, joined the AV club at the start of the year. Luke falls for Kate at first sight and, full of confidence, really puts himself out there when he records a creative video to ask Kate out.
Kate Messner, will you go out with me?
The only thing is, Kate has been struggling with some feelings, specifically feelings for Emiline, the outrageous, popular theatre kid. Unable to tear her eyes away, Emiline can't help but notice Kate's longing looks.
Did anyone just see that? Kate Messner just touched my boobs.
And this leads to the whole school suspecting she is a lesbian. Desperate not to be outed, she agrees to be Luke's girlfriend.
I heard something about you today. Something upsetting. Are you a homo?
No, that's ridiculous.
I mean, ew, gross.
When Luke tries to kiss her while they are standing in the school theatre later that day, Kate, in a panic, pulls the fire alarm which causes the sprinklers to go off, ruining the theatre and forcing the drama club to suspend their school play. With the drama club setting up a harassment campaign out of anger, Luke and Luke's friends decide to make a peace offering, combining the AV club and drama club to make a cheesy sci-fi romance movie. As Kate navigates coming out to herself, to Luke, and both of them negotiating their way to friendship, Kate and Emiline find themselves working together closely to make the movie. With its 30-minute episodes, Everything Sucks is a quick watch. It helps keeps the pacing snappy and the story moving. It was cancelled after one season, but I'll explain at the end of the video why that shouldn't stop you from watching. It's a show that I found utterly charming. It managed to capture what it felt like to be in high school at this particular moment in time, and I say this as someone who was the same age as the kids in the show back in 1996. Despite growing up in a different country to the States, I spent the entire series flashing back to my own experience as a theatre kid in high school. The fact that the story revolves around a shy lesbian character grappling with her feelings for a girl made it all the more potent for me. The nostalgia is evoked through obvious elements like clothing, the haircuts, as well as the pop culture references.
Where's JTT?
It looks like someone saw The Craft.
The trip to Blockbuster Video was a sly dig at the company that refused to buy Netflix out multiple times in the early 2000s and then went bust because Netflix totally disrupted their business model. There are also the VHS tapes that Kate finds in Luke's garage, which have a video diary from his absent father and him in a rage pulling the tape out, an image that is quite specific to this era of history. There are cassette tapes, CDs and portable CD players, payphones and beepers. There is also the obligatory scene involving connecting to the Web 1.0 with its painfully slow download speeds, although I did find that they belabored this just a bit too much if you ask me. But it also spoke to a world where the internet was not yet widely available or used by the masses. It is the music, however, that truly captures the specificity of the era, weaving in hits like Wonderwall by Oasis, Deep Blue Something's Breakfast at Tiffany's, or Ace of Base's Beautiful Life, along with so many others. Centering the music was clever because it was a connective tissue that spanned across countries and cultures, so that the musical touchpoints of a kid in Oregon in the US were the same as the ones I had in New Zealand, and through the use of it in the show, evokes the feeling of what being a teen at that time felt like. The music goes further than that, however, by helping to frame Kate's journey. Her favourite singer-songwriter is Tori Amos, a musician who not only wrote music that connected with the LGBTQ community, but publicly embraced us in a time when that was not really done. This naturally attracted a lot of queer fans, including in this case, Kate. It's when she goes to a Tori Amos concert, when she sees a lesbian couple kissing in the crowd, that she sees a positive and joyful depiction of Sapphic love, and through it is finally able to accept who she is. As to the drama of the series, the stakes aren't super high. It's teens trying to figure themselves out without ever truly getting themselves into serious danger. We're not talking Skins or Euphoria here, just a bunch of average kids who sometimes dabble in using nutmeg to get high. Yes, we are dealing with Kate, who has lost her mum as a child, and Luke, whose father abandoned him, wounds that form who they are, but they aren't turning to self-destructive behaviours to deal with them, even if Luke is pretty much raising himself because his mum is a flight attendant and therefore away a lot, which is reflected in a maturity that is beyond his years while still being so young and innocent. And I like that. It certainly makes it feel more relatable and more real, unlike pretty much all teen shows of the era, with precocious, self-aware kids, be it Party of Five, Dawson's Creek, or Beverly Hills 90210. Here, the kids not only look their age, but are awkward, unsure of themselves, and have a refreshing innocence. It creates a world that feels relatively safe and therefore a soothing and enjoyable watch. I found all the characters endearing, even if they are an amalgamation of various high school stereotypes. I'll talk about Kate and Emaline in a moment, but first I have to mention that I found Luke genuinely lovely, even if he does have the propensity to throw his weight around like the auteur director in the making that he is, as he struggles with the bitter disappointment of unrequited love. His relationship with his mum is cute, and so is his friendship with Kate. When Kate, after kissing him for the first time in a spin-the-bottle game, realizes she's gay,
I think I'm a lesbian.
instead of turning on her, he's rather sweet about it. Naive, yes, he still harbours the hope she'll somehow be into him eventually, but he sits down with her to do an Am I Gay quiz in a book he finds in the library instead of reacting with disgust. He agrees to keep her secret, even if there is a definite amount of self-interest in it, because it means that they can continue to fake date. And look, I get it, it's his first girlfriend, he really likes her, and he's not mature enough to know that that is not going to end well for him. As for Kate, she has a winning quality about her, and I appreciate that her realization of her sexuality was not entirely tied up in her feelings for Emiline, but came in stages. Her gaze being repeatedly drawn to Emiline likely started her questioning her desires, but there is also the Playboy magazine she steals so that she can look at naked women. There is the first kiss with Luke, which has her blurting out what she hasn't said out loud before. There is the women kissing at the Tori Amos concert. When she realizes those feelings, she is forthright in communicating them at the first opportunity she gets.
I think you're the most sexy and attractive person I've ever met in my entire life.
And it's easy to see why she feels the way she does about Emiline. Emiline represents what Kate is not. She has a magnetism, an unapologetic boldness that sees her breaking into a melodramatic performance in the middle of the canteen with her boyfriend.
A lady's touch upon my bosom has awoken such curious and mysterious feelings within me. My heart yearns for her. How my loins quake.
They probably aren't the popular kids, they are far too out there for that, but that's probably also what Kate likes about her. Someone who doesn't really fit into the drab, boring high school. After all, the town is called Boring, the high school is Boring High, but Emiline is not going to change herself to fit in. She's going to be loud and brash and colourful. Before I head into spoiler territory, I just want to say that the relationship that evolves with Emiline is sweet and lovely, and yes, it does end well. Okay, spoilers from here. I found Emiline's response to Kate's attention interesting. While she initially appears to respond with theatrical homophobic outrage, as we get to know her better and see what her relationship with her boyfriend is like, it's revealed to be a mask she puts on because beneath it, she feels just as alienated as Kate does.
You're so cool and you don't have to even try. It's really annoying.
I am not cool.
Yes, you are, and you're even cooler for thinking that you are. It's really cute.
She uses theatrics to mask her insecurities, coming across as uber confident when in fact we later learn that she has her own self-esteem issues. It's why she is upset when her boyfriend breaks it off with her, why she cottons on to Kate's longing looks and seems quite aware of her effect on Kate when they go thrift shopping for the movie and quite purposefully flirts with her.
You look hot.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. I'd bone ya.
Through these moments, we are made aware of how she craves attention, but as we later learn, seems afraid to show who she really is. So when she and Kate find themselves sharing a hotel room while on a location shoot for the movie, and Kate is declaring how wonderful and sexy she finds her, she invites the attention. While she does initially react with manufactured outrage, underneath it is a clear curiosity too, which is why she then initiates a kiss. Her motivations for doing so are perhaps not clear at first. Is she doing this because she is seeking any kind of validation she can get, or is she doing it because she genuinely returns Kate's affections? That appears to be answered in how upset she gets when Kate turns down her offer to go swimming in the hotel pool and then sees Kate dragging Luke away by the hand shortly after. She is definitely upset and jealous. But that doesn't stop her from continuing to pursue Kate, however, and once she decides that that's who she likes, she is refreshingly open and frank about it, which I really liked.
I like you. Is that okay?
Yes.
Kate, of course, is delighted. This is her dream come true. By the end of the season, Luke and Kate have arrived at a genuine friendship. I do have to say I appreciate how Kate was willing to confront Luke's diva behaviour after he finds out his mum and Kate's dad are dating and takes exception to it. It also means that he and Kate have essentially become step-siblings. We also get to see Kate and Emiline share their first kiss, which was so sweet and lovely. It's a totally heartwarming end to the show. It means that the fact it wasn't renewed for more seasons stings a little less. There was more story that could have been told. For example, we see Kate try and fail to tell her dad about how she's a lesbian, which could have been used as a season 2 storyline. There is Kate and Emiline navigating a relationship with the school finding out, and given the low-lying homophobia that has already been established, I could see that generating some drama. I could have well seen Emiline's need for attention clashing with Kate's more shy personality as they navigate all of that. There could also have been the exploration of their first time together. Not to mention the clear cliffhanger of Luke's father turning up just as Luke, Kate and their parents start to form a new family unit. So to say that I could have seen the potential for at least another season, and it's a crying shame that Netflix didn't see fit to renew. However, where the show ends feels complete enough that it can be watched without, at least for me, feeling like things are left hanging. We do still get to have a completion of the major arcs, including with Kate and Emiline, and for this reason, I do recommend watching it. Let me know your thoughts about the show in the comments, or if you've made it to here, I'd love it if you gave the thumbs up to help the channel out. And until next time, lady lovers.